We truly have a first for you this week. The man you're about to meet describes himself as a voice instrumentalist. Now, what does that mean? You're about to find out. Just sniff around and listen closely. You might be able to find out where these sounds are coming from. You may be surprised to know they're all coming from this man, Michael Winslow.
It begins, of course, with the first violin.
Yes, he's the guy from the Geico commercial.
Miles from home. So I called Geico. And in less than 10 business hours, I got a check for a new car.
And best known as Officer Larvell Jones in all 7 Police Academy movies.
What are you in for?
I'll show you.
Winslow, a Winter Springs resident, sat down with me to tell me how he does it. You created an art form with what you do.
Yeah, I'm glad it became an art form. That whole beatbox thing was just something that I just did, and then along comes Police Academy 1, which is 1983, 84, and it was the first time a beatbox was ever seen in a national format of any kind.
Sit and state it.
And he's been doing it literally since he was a babe.
Well, my mom always said that one day, I was in the crib and she was, doing things in the house. She kept hearing all these voices because, she turned the TV down, but she was hearing something else and couldn't figure out what is there some kind of noises in this house. It was me.
Growing up as a military brat, the son of a Tuskegee airman, Winslow was always the new kid on the block, so he used his special talents to make new friends or not.
Sometimes the bigger kids, beat you up to shut up, and the other ones beat you up to make you make the noises. Like in class, they say, "If you don't do it, Winslow." Oh, no, not that again.
He's always been able to hear things and spit them back out. And he's always had a lot of fun making people laugh all around the world.
The sound seems to have no language barrier, so I find a way to talk to everybody. And even if not through sound, then the vibrations will work too.
Every nuance, every subtle action sounds like the real thing. Everything from galloping horses to a slot machine. There are more than 10,000 noises he can imitate, give or take a few. His unique ability to create layers of sound has earned him a place in Hollywood. Winslow calls it an accident of fate.
I got lucky. I was opening for Count Basie in his orchestra. I had this one day gig to do these 2 shows. It was Count Basie and his orchestra and in Long Beach. And I was the opening act, so I ended up doing a lot of fusion jazz noises. Turns out the producer and director of Academy were jazz fanatics. They just happened to love Count Basie because they just happened to come to my show.
And they wrote you in?
Yeah, wrote me into the picture. Thanks to Count Basie.
After Academy, other doors of opportunity began to open. Winslow appeared in Mel Brooks' Spaceballs, 2 Cheech and Chong movies. He even lent his voice to Gremlins. And most recently took a lead role in National Lampoon's RoboDoc, filmed right here in Orlando.
Hasta la bye-bye. Game over.
I played Dr. Murphy, and I hope Eddie ain't gonna be mad about that. It's just a very strange picture. It's a medical comedy that's really sick. At least that's how it's described. Kind of like Animal House in a hospital.
Central Florida is also where Winslow calls home. He left Hollywood in 1993 and moved his family here for what he calls a better environment. So I had to ask the master of vocal gymnastics, what was the first sound you ever made? What's the easiest to do?
My lord?
What's the hardest?
The hard stuff for me is the instrument, is the musical stuff, because it's got to be everything has to. I have to hear tone.
It's an art Winslow still works at. When he's not making movies, he tours his stand-up act.
And now smooth jazz, Mr. Stevie Wonder.
It's been said laughter is the best medicine, and Dr. Winslow is giving out plenty of doses.
See you around, Monsignor.
Dr. Monsignor.
It's been a great gift, and I have to appreciate the fact that I have what I have. Everybody has something that they call their own. And this is what I like to do.
So if you think you've heard the last of Michael Winslow, think again.